What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a new knife to review with you. Let's jump into it. All right, guys, we got a new Ohio Riverjack coming from Traditional Pocket Knives. Shout out to Austin and Traditional Pocket Knives out there for letting me check this one out. I asked to check out the spear point version. I have not even been into this box, so let's jump into it and have a look-see, and I guess on the right side to open it from. QSP is the OE on this. If the box looks familiar, that is why. I haven't had an Ohio Riverjack in my collection for quite a while. I can't remember who talked me out of my last one. I forgot which one I even had that they wanted that didn't have it available anymore. And my kindness paid off because look, they have them back in stock. Isn't that jigged really nice? I always loved the size of this one. I thought it was a great worker. Next to the Hedgehog, this is my favorite, second favorite slip joint. Oh yeah. Nice pull on there. Check out that spear point hollow grind. Very slicey, guys. Very slicey. S90V. It is full size slip joint if you've never handled one before. Pocket dropper. I don't know that I would call this a fifth pocket option though, but it is definitely a pocket dropper. A slip would be good for this. A clip slip would be really good to carry this as well. Very good. Very good. Needs a little bit of breaking in. They usually do when they first come in. Clean it off a little bit here. I feel a little bit of oil on there. A little bit of oil on the frame as well. And another thing that you can do, you can put just a little drip of oil on there and it'll help break it in. Nice and solid. Very cool. I like this one. Very comfortable, just like the other one. So the one thing I'm noticing that's a little different here, it feels a little bit more aggressive on the jimping on the back of the spine here. So I do feel that. Hollow grind, spear points new. Really excited to check out what this spear point would look like on the Hedgehog. Jigging on here, very nice. So I'll spend some time with it. I don't know if I've handled anything in S90V from QSP yet. I'm trying to think of what they did, because they did the nip light, right? Didn't they do the nip light? No, they did the nip slip. They did the nip slip, and that one was S90V, so I didn't get to do any cutting with that one. So I'll be able to do a little bit of cutting with this one. I'll do a full review, and what I'll do is I'll attach it onto the end of this one, because this is just going to be the quick unboxing of it. So let's kick it over and do the full review. What is up, everyone? JD here. I hope you're doing well today. Got a review for you. Let's jump into it. All right, everyone. Today we're actually going to be taking a look at a second version of a previous model that I've had on the channel. Traditional Pocket Knives exclusive. This is the Ohio Riverjack. Really excited to check out the updated version on it. I picked the spear point this time. I think last time I did have this spear point. I think they have a Warncliffe and a Sheepsfoot version out there as well. Jig titanium, S90V, QSP built, hollow ground blade. QSP just keeps getting better at this, guys. It's really a very nice model for the money. Again, it is an exclusive design with Traditional Pocket Knives. It's the only place that you're going to be able to get this one. So I decided to go ahead and take it down to the garage, do a little bit of cutting with it, and no surprise, the S90V, very thin, slicey, hollow ground blade, guys. And moving through the materials just fine. Came with a great factory edge. And when you went to move through the cardboard, I think this is where this really shines. It is a modern traditional slip joint, not a locking knife, but it is full hand filling grip, or hand filling grip, I should say. So very comfortable to hold while passing through the cardboard. The spear point, I love this because it's a very versatile tip. It allows you to drop it down for those utility draw cuts, and works very, very well. Now, as you can see here, very nice transitions. The only reason that you can really see where it stops and starts is because the back spring is polished and the titanium is blasted. But really, that transition is really well done. You can barely feel where it steps anywhere on it at all. They did a good job here on the edges and at the butt of it as well. I like the jig pattern on it. I like how it's just random and sporadic on there. I think it looks really nice. It is like a USB drive, just very neutral hand filling grip here. Nice chamfering on the edge. The scales are thicker, but not super thick, so very hand filling and very comfortable to use. Very aggressive jimping on the back. I think this is a change from the previous model. The jimping on here is really aggressive. It just locks you into place. And I like that because that means you don't have to push as hard into the blade for you to get that grip. So when you want that detail, that control for the detail work, it's going to be nice. When you need to push through more dense material, it's going to be very easy to grip onto. And because it is such a thin geometry on the blade stock, you're not going to get a ton of resistance, which means it'll pass and move through the material very, very nicely. Walk and talk on here. And this one's still breaking in. And this is going to be more overview style since it's just going over the updates from the previous one. But you can see it does, even though it's not very loud on the walk and talk, it does kick back into place very nicely. Yeah, very nice. I wasn't sure where the brake is on that back spring, but the pull on it is pretty strong as well. I would say that first pull out is probably going to be, I'd probably say they're both a 7. Pretty strong pulls, a little bit more than your average pull, but not obnoxious. They also, it looks like they improved that sharpening choil angle, but I will say the plunge grind does come out just a little bit, and I might have a pin here to kind of help demonstrate that. So sharpening choil comes all the way out to here. The plunge grind kind of lines and goes along this path here. So what that ends up meaning for you, let me do a little bit of a better angle for you, is that you're kind of stopping right there. So right there. So you got a good little amount of sharpening life on there. So I do like that and appreciate that. T8 hardware throughout for any sort of adjustments that you might need to do with these type of slip joints. You really just, not a lot of maintenance needs to be done. They're riding on phosphor bronze washers to keep the dirt and debris at a minimum. They're very easy to clean and very easy to take care of. And this is definitely feeling more like a work knife. Let me do a couple size comparisons. We'll weigh it out. And since I'd never scored the original one, we'll go ahead and do a score on this one as well. All right, just to help some folks out there that might be more into the folders, I wanted to go ahead and do the folding knives that I typically do on the channel first. So I got my Para 3 lightweight and my Manix 2 lightweight out here, and you can see it is smaller and takes up less real estate than either one, but ergonomically, you still get a decent amount to grab onto with this one here without the contouring and the neutral handle position. Now, let me bring out a couple of other modern traditionals that you may be more familiar with. All right, so we got a couple of modern traditionals out here that I've carried very often that I like very well. The Elusahachi here from Rosecraft Blades. Another traditional pocket knives exclusive modern traditional is going to be my QSP Hedgehog here. This one, M390 hollow ground. Both these are manufactured by QSP, by the way, but a little bit of a different style, a little bit more curving, contouring to it. Not as fancy with the jigging and not as hand filling. So kind of two different philosophies here, but you can get this style blade shape on this particular knife, which I think could be really good for utility work. Let me grab the scale. Let's just check the weight really quick and then we'll wrap up. All right, we got the scale out. I have her cut on. Let's see what the Ohio Riverjack comes in on weight at. Coming in at 3.8, full titanium, a lot of steel here, so a little bit of a heavier knife, but it definitely feels more user-ish. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. Okay, guys, let's wrap up my final thoughts and impressions on the Ohio Riverjack. First, aesthetically, I think this is really tough looking. I love the spear point on here, and the jigging and the hollow grind with that machine satin finish looks really good. The jigging on here, it is a very boxy style, but again, this to me is more of a very upscale user knife. If he wanted to make this with bolsters and micarta inlays and things of that nature, you may be even more inclined to hard use this. To me, I would actually like this because you still get a lot of premium vibes with it, but you could substitute this with some of your nicer folders that you maybe don't want to abuse. The S90V is going to hold an edge very well. It's going to be really slicey. It's going to work very nicely with those utility task because it does have that spear point. And of course they do have the other two versions out there which are even more focused towards utility work, but this will still let you do a little bit of puncturing with it. You'll be able to kind of poke into something that you may be trying to open that doesn't have an existing spot to start the cut at. So this is going to do really well at that. I do like the improved sharpening tool here. The plunge grind, I wish they could bring it back just a tiny bit more, but honestly that's real nitpicky. Very good transitions. The jigging on this looks really good. Now, my grade scale is on a scale of 1 to 10. 10 being the best, 1 being the worst. 7 are where the absolute cutoff for budget materials, budget knives, cuts off at 7. And that's just, again, materials really are what limit that from going any higher. So 7 is more on the perfection end of the budget. This is more premium steel, premium materials as far as handle goes. I do believe that the hardware is steel, which is how they kind of keep the cost down. Just kidding. That might be... yeah, titanium hardware. So that may be an upgrade, or I may be misremembering my original Ohio River Jack, but it is titanium here. So that is really, really cool, really fascinating. Give you some options for customization. Maybe you want to anodize the hardware, but not the handles. That could be something easily done on this one. So that is pretty exciting. That new information, I am going to I'm going to bump this up to a 7.6 with that information. I really like this. Now, some people may think it's a little boring and a little scaled down. I don't think so. I think I really like the very basic neutral look, and I think ergonomically very nice, very handy, and the performance on it's really good. And the other thing too, as this breaks in, it's going to snap a little bit more, but it's already doing pretty good. Now this is a little bit more robust in design, so it's not going to have a really high-pitched walk and talk on this one, and that's okay, right? For this particular instance, for what this is built for, what this is designed for, it's a upscale premium hard use worker. Really, in my opinion, to me, that's how I look at this one. I really enjoyed this one a ton. If you're interested in this or any of the other traditional pocket knives or any Rosecrafts blades, anything like that, definitely check out Traditional Pocket Knives. They're linked down below. My code JDTPK will save you $5 on all of their exclusives, and then JD10 will save you on select models that they offer a 10% discount on. So the JD TPK $5 off is everything that they offer direct, and then the 10% discount code I think is on select knives, for instance like their Lush, and that's a Devo collab, and their version of the Tall Boy I think was the other one. So if those are in stock, the 10 will save you a little bit more, but the JD TPK will save you $5 on all your purchases for their exclusives, and the links will let them know that I referred you over there. Also, don't forget to check them out. They've started recently carrying Vero, Berg blades, etc., and I think those are really cool options. And I just really like the folks over there. Austin and his team over there are always really nice. They're involved in the community. They're very engaged. They listen to feedback, and I really do like that about their company and everything that they're doing over there. I've always very much enjoyed working with small business as well. So any support that you throw their way is appreciated, so thank you for that. Obviously, thank you for using the codes. You guys have been amazing about using them, so thank you for that as well. Shout out to my channel members. You guys are awesome. I'm out of here, guys. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.